going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? We are going to do energy pulling and then some light triggers. We're going to be doing some light triggers at the end. Light triggers at the end. But first, energy pulling. Mostly negative energy. Maybe get some anxious energy out as well. As I've mentioned in my previous energy pulling style videos, the goal is never to get rid of all of the negative energy. There should be some balance, in my opinion, some balance in your body. You don't really want to get, too high or too low. We don't want those swings in our emotional states, Want to stay somewhere in the middle. Want to stop from, kind of riding the sine wave. So that's what we'll look to do, is just, maybe thin out. Thin out some negative energy. Get rid of some of the anxiety, some of those anxious feelings. Some of the anxious feelings within you. But not all of it. Not all of it. The ability to still feel sad, still feel stressed. Not necessarily a bad thing. If you ever think back to some of the more challenging times in your life, more, anxiety riddled times in your life, whether that's work deadlines, homework, exams, things like that, it's that anxiety or fear, the fear that pushes us to study that extra little bit, work that little bit harder, ask for help if needed, but it doesn't have to be an inherently bad thing. If you had no fear of failure or let down, and everything was just a positive feeling inside you, then it would be really hard to, achieve your goals. There wouldn't be that driving force within you to, try to do better or kind of, kick you in the butt. So that's what I say, like, what I mean. That's what I mean when I say, rather, that these negative feelings, these negative emotions, these negative words, they have a negative connotation to them, but it's not necessarily bad just because it's on the negative end of the spectrum. And that goes for all of them: anger, sadness, just a matter of learning or allowing them to exist without dwelling on them, keeping them from, if this is your bubble, keeping them from expanding and taking over the bubble, keeping them, up here, down here, keeping them tucked away where they kind of belong, allowing your room for your happiness, your sadness, a little bit of anger, whatever. Like, it can all kind of coexist. So we weed some of it out. But we're not perfectionists. Nor should we be. Because we don't have to be. If you're being particularly hard on yourself over something, that you can, give yourself a bit of a pass on this one and let go of it. And if it was something that, had repercussions for somebody else involved, you talk it out or apologize or whatever you feel you need to do, and then try to move on. Even if that someone is yourself. If you didn't give yourself, your best effort, say sorry to yourself. Acknowledge that you may have not done what you're fully capable of, and learn from it for next time. After all, isn't that kind of what this is all about? Learning, growing, improving, passing on lessons and learnings. Isn't that kind of how, a family tree or humanity as a whole, isn't that kind of how it works? You try to evolve and improve, become more efficient. Like I say, sometimes that improvement or learning doesn't come from positivity. Sometimes, it definitely can come from positive reinforcement, positive experiences, positive outcomes, but not always. Sometimes you do have to touch the hot stovetop to learn not to touch the hot stovetop, so to speak. Alright, I think that's got most of the energy, so now I'm going to take my light here. What we're going to do is just kind of refill your energy stores a little bit here. Yeah. So, yeah, this energy isn't being created, this light energy. It's not being consumed. It's being transferred. So the batteries are converting energy into the light energy, and the light energy is being converted into your internal battery, your internal energy stores. Does that make sense? You're doing great, by the way. You're doing excellent. Very good. All right. Well, that's where we will leave off for today. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you're able to relax. We'll see you again real soon.